So, if you're a short term rental owner, I'm guessing you feel like you're just drowning in receipts, endless group texts, maintenance requests. It's a lot. But what if you could turn all that chaos into a smooth, profitable, and hey, maybe even an enjoyable business? Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle today. Okay, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to talk about the host's dilemma, all those things that drive you crazy. Then we'll get a handle on what kind of business you're really running. After that, I'll show you the dashboard solution that pulls it all together. We'll break down your operations into 3 core pillars. And finally, we'll see how all this organization actually helps you make smarter decisions and more money. All right, first things first. Let's just be real for a second. Running an STR, it's less passive income and more of a chaotic juggling act, right? It is so easy to feel completely overwhelmed by it all. I mean, does that sound familiar? I bet it does. And look, you're not alone. So many of us get into this for the freedom, for the extra income, but then we get totally bogged down in the day-to-day grind. And it's this endless, frustrating loop, isn't it? You're chasing down payments, trying to schedule cleaners and handymen. Oh, and scrambling at tax time, digging through a shoebox for that one receipt for paper towels. And the worst part? You're trying to manage the whole thing in some chaotic group text message. It's just exhausting, and frankly, it's costing you money. Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, before we can even start to organize the chaos, we have to understand the machine we're trying to run. At its heart, your STR is a business that's built on the whole sharing economy model. Think about it. A platform like Airbnb is basically just a giant marketplace. It's a middleman. It connects you, the host with a space, to guests who need one. And for doing that, they take a little slice of every single booking. But here's the thing that a lot of hosts kind of miss: how those fees really work. You see your host fee, right? It's usually around 3%. But what you don't always see is that your guest is paying way more, somewhere between 6 and 12% on top of your rate. And this is exactly why you have got to know your numbers inside and out. There are all these little slices being taken, and you need to have a clear picture of where every single dollar is coming from and where it's going. So this all leads us to the solution. The absolute key to getting out of this mess and into a place of clarity is to create one single source of truth, a central command center for your entire business. And that, my friends, is a good old property management dashboard. And this right here, shows the entire transformation we're talking about. Look at the old way: scattered notes, a dozen different apps, those messy group texts, lost receipts. It's a nightmare. The new way, it's all about having a centralized dashboard. All your data in one spot, a crystal clear financial overview. It's your single source of truth. And look, you can build this yourself in a spreadsheet, or you can find a template to get started. The important thing is getting to this new way of working. And that's really the core question, isn't it? What if you could just streamline all of this? This isn't just about being neat and tidy. It's about changing the entire way you run your business. The goal is to save time, slash your stress levels, and, actually make more money. Okay, so dashboard sounds great, but what does that actually look like in the real world? How does it work? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. We can break the whole thing down into 3 essential pillars. These are the foundations of your newly organized business. Pillar number 1, and honestly, this is the big one, your financials. Let me be blunt. If you don't have a rock-solid grip on your income and your expenses, you don't really have a business. You've got a very expensive hobby. And you know what? It all starts with something as simple as this: a transaction log. Seriously, that's it. Every single dollar that comes in from a guest's stay, every single dollar that goes out for the electric bill, for coffee, for new towels, you log it all. You do this one simple thing, and I promise you, tax time goes from being a total nightmare to an absolute breeze. And here's the magic. Once you have that log, it can automatically create powerful visuals like this one. You can see just at a glance, wow, 30% of my money is going to cleaning. And that immediately raises questions, right? Is that too high? Could I find a better service? See? That's how simple data starts turning into smart business decisions. All right, on to pillar number 2, guest information. It's simple. Your guests are the lifeblood of your entire business. And if you want to treat them like the VIPs they are, it all starts with being organized. Think about it. Having all their key info, name, contact, check-in and check-out times, any special notes, all in one place means no more frantic scrolling through old texts trying to remember what time they said they were arriving. It just makes you look professional, it's way more efficient, and trust me, it leads to much better reviews. And that brings us to our third and final pillar, maintenance. This one's a no-brainer. A property that's in great shape is a property that makes you money. Good maintenance prevents those terrible reviews and, more importantly, helps you avoid those super expensive emergency repairs down the road. And again, the system can be super simple. A leaky faucet gets reported. You log it, you assign it to your go-to plumber, you give it a due date, and you track its status all the way from not started to completed. That's it. Nothing falls through the cracks. Ever. Okay, so we've organized our money, our guests, and our maintenance tasks. That's great. But what's the real payoff here? The whole point of all this work is to get to a place where you can use this information to make smarter, data-driven decisions about your business. You have to stop thinking of this stuff as just record keeping. It's not. This data is your most valuable asset. It's literally telling you the story of your business. It shows you exactly what's working, what's not, and where your biggest opportunities for growth are hiding. And this is why it all matters. When you're organized, you get a live, real-time look at how profitable you are. You can easily spot trends, like, hey, my maintenance costs always seem to shoot up in the winter, so now you can budget for that. You can see which months are your busiest, which means you can be smarter about your pricing. This isn't just about cleaning up a mess. This is literally how you grow. So I'm going to leave you with a question. I want you to take a hard look at how you're running things right now. All the texts, the sticky notes, the random spreadsheets. Is that system really built to help you grow? Or is it actually holding you back? That jump from chaos to clarity is totally within your reach, and it all starts with just getting organized.